Hi everybody, Dan Illman here, taking a peek at the co-feature at Santa Anita on Sunday. This is the Grade 3 Sweet Life Stakes for 3-year-old fillies going down the hill on the turf. You can bet the Sweet Life Stakes, you can bet the feature of the San Vicente. Heck, while you're at it, just bet the whole Santa Anita card with a DRF Bets account. Deposit $50, bet with $200 when you sign up at bets.drf.com. Let's meet the field of downhill filly turf sprinters in the Grade 3 Sweet Life. We're expecting a field of 6. We'll take the field in post-position order, beginning with a filly that seems to love going down the hill. That's the number 1, Apache Princess, who is 2 for 2 in downhill turf sprints this meet for trainer Keith DeZormo. And I like the way she's finished up in her races. I thought Kent DeZormo gave her a really nice ride last time out in her first start against Winners, where he dropped her down towards the inside. She was in the pocket entering the turn. Once they crossed the dirt patch, Kent eased her out 4 wide, and Apache Princess did the rest. She really seems to have found a home over this downhill turf course. I wonder if she needs a little bit of pace to properly set up her late kick. And in this short field of 6, I'm not sure how fast they're going to be going in the early portion of this race, but Apache Princess is in sharp form and must be considered. Again, though, the lack of pace up front could work against her. It might also work against her next-door neighbor in the starting gate, the number 2, Thriving, although I think Thriving is going to really appreciate cutting back from a couple of routes to kick off her North American career. She did her best work sprinting in Europe, and in her first start in North America, the Grade 3 Jimmy Durante Stakes, you just draw a line right through that race. It looked like she was traveling pretty well down towards the inside on the far turn. Another horse stopped right in her face, and she checked so hard that she had no chance after that. She came back in the Blue Norther last time out, another 2-turn race. She finished evenly after swinging 3 wide into the stretch. I think her kick is sapped going that long. Turning back in distance, I think she might be a 1-run down the hill sprinter. The horse she finished directly ahead of in that Blue Norther Stakes came back to win her very next start in optional claiming competition. Now, Thriving might be affected by the lack of pace in this race, but I have a feeling she's pretty good, and I think she'll be kicking hard in the stretch. The 3 is Splashy Kisses, whose only career win came sprinting. That was on dirt at Del Mar during the summer, and after that they stretched her out in several races. She didn't really do too much in the Blue Norther, but she was just very rank in the early portion of the race, never got an opportunity to settle, and never got an opportunity to finish. I wonder if they're going to let Splashy Kisses run a little bit more out of the gate this time around. Again, a race without much speed, and while in her last 3 starts she's come from off the pace, it is worth noting that in that lone victory, she did it in gate-to-wire faction. Maybe Splashy Kisses for Doug O'Neill, with some angles going for her, second off the layoff, turning back down the hill with a little bit of tactical speed, can improve off that most recent performance. Nomazar, the number 4, is still a turf maiden, but she's only tried the surface once. That was a maiden race at Del Mar, 2 starts back, going 2 turns, and she showed brief speed and tired at almost 70-1 behind Giza Goddess, the horse that came back to beat Splashy Kisses and Thriving in that Blue Norther Stakes. So she kept good company that day. She returned in an off-the-turf race at 6.5 furlongs, went right to the front, set good fractions, held on. She looks like the speed in this race. We're going to find out how good she is as she takes on much better turf horses than the ones perhaps she was used to in that maiden race, with the exception of Giza Goddess. Nomazar's speed, though, makes her dangerous in a race like this, especially if she gets loose down the backstretch. Full Eclipse is going to try turf for the first time. She just missed to Nomazar in that maiden race, in that off-the-turf maiden race, and she's got a turf pedigree. Her sire, Morning Line, is a very underrated young turf stallion, clicking at 21% winners with first-time turf runners. Now, this dam won on turf in Australia. She has foaled 1 turf winner from 5 horses to try the surface. I think Full Eclipse is going to do just fine on the turf, but she's sort of giving up valuable experience to the rest of this field, and as another late-running type, maybe will be compromised by the lack of pace. Key to this race really is the number 6, Ginger Nut. She might be the most accomplished horse in this race. 3 wins from 8 starts overseas last year, a private purchase by very capable connections, and is now under the tutelage of John Sadler, who of course campaigned champion older horse Accelerate last year. Ginger Nut did a lot of work overseas in Europe. Between April and August, running 8 times, she has won 3 out of her last 4 starts. She has grit and determination, and that last race she beat 3 next out winners in a field of 18. She draws outside here, and while most European horses are not good out of the gate, They usually lag far behind. Ginger Nut showed some tactical speed overseas, so it's quite possible that she won't be left too far behind when the real racing begins. We take a look at my top pick. I like the things I saw from Ginger Nut. I like the fact that she's been purchased by Quality Connections. She is going to have to deal with a layoff. We have not seen her since August, but I think this just seems like the right spot for Ginger Nut to make her North American debut. She'll be my top pick in this race. I think Thriving is going to come with a strong late run, and she'll be my second pick. 6-2 for me in the graded Sweet Life Stakes at Santa Anita on Sunday. Make sure you play the card with a DRF Bets account. Sign up is easy at bets.drf.com. DRF Bets, ready, set, bet. We'll see how these 3-year-old fillies do going down the hill in the Grade 3 Sweet Life.